Today we just got the breakdown of the meeting minutes from March's FOMC meeting and everything that they talked about during that time. And I have to say, it was very interesting to dive into, but there's some key points I want to talk about that could be great takeaways as to what's going on in the economy and where we might be headed next. So first off, they talked about oil, of course. And this is no surprise considering that the oil crisis had just kicked off in the Middle East at about that time. Well, as of the time that they were having that meeting, oil prices and futures were up 50% already. But the fun fact is that the Fed does still believe, or is tending to believe, that this will be short-lived, just like it was with the tariffs and things in the past. Still, everything that did happen with oil pushed their expectations for when they think that they would actually cut rates to way down the line toward the end of the year, possibly with the possibility of potential rate hikes somewhere in the nearer term, depending on what happens overall with inflation. And I find it kind of funny because if you recall, Trump has been eagerly desiring that we would have lower interest rates for the longest time, right? He's wanted to knock down the federal funds rate to drop interest rates and stimulate the economy. But the funny part is inflation was on its way down, getting as low as 2.4% in February before all of this kicked off. And now, of course, with oil prices going through the roof, that's about to send everything else through the roof. So he's literally contradicting what he wanted. It's the whole reason he's putting Kevin Warsh, a new Fed chair, in position in the first place. And now he's gone as far as to contradict himself, just doing things that completely mess up the inflation. Anyways, I digress. All of that to say, inflation is definitely going to be going up, and there are the potential for rate hikes here, I guess, in the near future. And even more so likely, apparently, overseas, because yes, they even talked about how the Swiss bank and the European Central Bank are all discussing how they might actually hike rates instead. Still, overall, they're expecting this to be quick, so what they anticipate is that the earliest we would probably see any kind of rate decrease would be as early as December of this year, possibly even getting into next year. But they do expect the economy to continue to do very well over the rest of the year and actually on into next year. They actually even went as far as to say that they expect GDP to continue to grow based on AI growth and development, and that will hopefully or ideally sustain unemployment, keeping it at bay at about the level it is right now. And I find it kind of funny because they supported this claim with consumer spending, noting that it's doing really, really well, and even making the claim that, of course, wealth increase is causing continued consumer spending to go up. But we all know, because of previous videos, if you've been following my channel,